Let's get going for this beautiful fun day.
And they have their fountains set up, guys, if you're looking for fountains. Okay, that is little bud vases, and she was from Coastal Plant and then put something down here. That is just absolutely beautiful, guys. Now that's a real ceramic one, so that would be pretty in the house. So let's get some coffee.
Hi everyone, it's Michelle in Illinois in Garden Zone 5. Welcome. So we have a big day planned today. It is still cold here in Illinois, but it is beautifully sunny. So we are going to go thrifting today for garden decor because it's just around the corner and we want to get some ideas. I'll take you along with me and show you some of the things that I see. I'm hoping to give you ideas for inspiration so that when you're out and you see these items, you're like, hey, I can do something with that. I can turn that into something really cool. So let's see what we can find out thrifting. Also, I want to stop by some garden centers. Last week when I was out, there was no flowers yet. There was some shrubs and some spring trees. So let's see if they've got anything in yet. Just have a fun day out, and then we'll come back and I'll show you everything that I purchased and we can talk about it and see if I end up with anything that we can turn into some garden DIY decor. So let's get going, guys.
That would be a good workbench. Okay guys, look at this. This would be cute with flowers in it. Or you could put garden tools in it and hang it. I like that. And then look at these pretty dishes. Those are pretty too. And then this down here has napkins in it. It's not real deep, but I think you could do some flower arranging in there. Take that bowl out and put line this with moss and put succulents in it or a pretty plant and then put something down here. That would be pretty also. Okay guys, see this cake stand? This could be easily repurposed. You take the ribbon out and change it for whatever season you want, and this would make an adorable plant stand. But I also thought this bowl was nice. You could easily turn this into a pretty potted and put something in there. Put a plant in there, have some ivy hanging out. It would be really pretty. And wouldn't this be a pretty set to have your favorite drink in outside?
Is he keeping in touch with the family? Like, are they keeping in touch?
Okay, and look at this cute bowl with the ladybugs on it. That would be adorable with a plant in it too. And because it's ceramic, you could put that outside. I'm really liking this though, because that could also be, you could put that could be a little bird bath because it's shallow enough, or you could put succulents in it.
Guys, that was super good. Not a whole lot of garden stuff. There was a lot of clothing there for spring. And then they had some home decor, but I wasn't able to, I videotaped in the store, but I wasn't able to talk a lot. It was just absolutely packed because this is their spring launch this weekend. So I think the next place we're gonna go to is go grab some coffee. The local garden center down the road from here has a coffee shop attached to it. So I'm gonna take you in there and walk you around and grab a cup of coffee before we head to the next thrift store. But we're off to a great start. Let's get going.
Oh guys, they've got hellebores in. Look at these pretty hellebores. These are Vibey Velvet. Frost Kiss. Those are really pretty. Oh, and look at this one. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. And that is Glinda's Gloss Frost Kiss. Let's see what else they have. And this one's not open yet, but you can see how big those are. Oh wow, those are pretty. Okay, so there's more of the, oh now this is Anna's Red Hellebore. Look how nice that looks. Okay, and this is Pippi's Purple. Oh, look at that, Pippi's Purple. That's pretty too. Okay, so here are all a bunch of their clay pots, and they are getting their shrubs in. And it looks like I see some berries over there that they've gotten in, and also some flowering azaleas. So let's take a walk. So they're just starting to set up. Here's their azaleas. But I was heading in for coffee, and see what happens? I see plants and I totally get sidetracked. There's some pretty trellis arbors. Okay, so they have a lot of houseplants, and it's nice and toasty in here. It was quite windy out there, but I was chatting with another gardener. Do you ever notice you get to a garden center and you just strike up conversations with complete strangers and talk about plants? And she was here visiting her parents, and she was from coastal Virginia, she said, in Garden Zone 8. So this was a huge difference for her. Now they have a lot of proven winners that they just got in. The Leaf Joy, the newer Leaf Joy brand of proven winners. So let's take a walk on back here. More huge houseplants. Look at these guys. That's pretty too. So let's take a walk around. That is, I like that for a planter. I'm always looking for unique planters, unique pots. So if I grab a coffee now, I'm not going to be able to film and carry my coffee cup. So we're going to do a little bit of filming first, and then I'll grab a cup of coffee. So then they also have, let me spin you here, they've got home decor type garden decor. And then as we go in, I have a real pretty Gothic arbor. And then more pots back here. And this is called the Green Thumbers Nursery. And of course they've got a huge selection of birding stuff for all of our people that like to hang out bird feeders and hummingbird feeders. They've got a big collection of that. Up on the back wall, I'm going to go higher now. Look at the very top in the back. They've got some garden benches and some huge planters. Oh, look at these. I'm gonna spin you guys. Look at those screens. If you need a privacy screen, that's metal. And there's a bunch of them together that you could put to make a wall, and then have some vines climb up those. Those would be really pretty if you had like a little patio that you were trying to enclose and make it more private. So let's get some coffee. I am ready for a coffee. Well, I hope you like seeing the little garden center here. Like I said, it'll be a lot busier before long and with a lot more plants. and great coffee and just a nice place to walk around and look and get ideas and see what they get in. So we'll stop back here and let's go on to the next thrifting store. Okay, so we're at our next resale shop and they've got it set up for Easter with all kinds of cute stuff. And remember how I told you to thrift for your wicker basket? Look at all those wicker baskets. Those would all be gorgeous with your spring flowers in them. Either your petunias or your violas or some daffodils. Look at this yellow one up here. Now that's a real ceramic one, so that would be pretty in the house.
Let me know when I get to 100. Okay.
And when I'm looking for them, I'm always looking for something kind of that has taller sides, like, and more rounder. If I want to use it for, so this is more oval, and keep in mind too, like this has been spray painted gold. You could spray paint this any color that you wanted to go with your decor. But this would be pretty with a couple of 4-inch or 6-inch pots in it put together, since it's more of that oblong shape. And there's a cute little bunny to add to your decor. Okay, here's another thing, guys, that would make a fabulous planter with moss in it. And then we have some artichoke book ends that you could double purpose those for different things. Decor, door stops. Those are cute too. And they could be spray painted a different color because they're ceramic. And there's a pretty green pitcher up on the shelf that would look gorgeous with some hydrangea blooms in it. And for those of you that like urns, like me, here's an urn, and that's like made out of marble. Oh, it's very heavy. That's pretty. Okay guys, we're at Lowe's. Look what Lowe's just got in Zone 5. We have hellebores, Frost Kiss, Penny's Pink. Very pretty, all blooming. Let's see what else they got. Okay, so look at that. That is just absolutely beautiful, guys. So that's Monrovia, deep blue and white. So $11.98. Okay, look at this, Columbine in pink. So this is, it says it's red and white for $11.98, and it's a perennial. But look how gorgeous that is. And then we have the buttercup primrose right next to it. It's also $11.98, perennial. It takes partial sun. Look how pretty that looks. Okay, I'm seeing stuff I need to get. Look at those blooms. Oh, this is just thrilling me in Garden Zone 5, guys. This is the first shipment. Okay, I absolutely love this color of hellebore. This is called Moon Dance. I have to get me some of these, I think. Look at those. Absolutely gorgeous. And they would look so pretty paired with these here. That would just be really pretty. And these are Dorothy's Dawn. And look how big that pot is. And they have their fountain set up, guys. If you're looking for fountains, Lowe's has their fountains on. And they've got out their furniture. Did you see their cute little bunnies that they have for spring? Look at those. Aren't those adorable? Well, guys, that was wonderful. My first visit to Lowe's, where they actually had some spring stuff in, but that was fun, even though it's super windy today, to be out in the garden center and see that spring color coming in.
So our next stop is we're heading to another resale shop. I'm going to take you to the new one, so I don't know what we're in for. Let's go see if we can find some neat things.
So this is like resale and then also antique too. Lots of bird cages. And think of all of those also, could you do flowers in them? Okay, and I like this chair. That's cute. It's got those French legs on it that I like. Not real crazy about that fabric. I do like that shape. So you can see just all of the gorgeous stuff. And then look at this desk. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at that. It's an actual sink. Is that not the coolest thing? It's an actual, and it's on both sides. That would be very cute out in the garden. Okay, look at the cute tea cart that I would put plants all over. These are pretty. Little bud vases, put some short little flowers in there. I could see some pretty little daffodils in there, or some little tulips, some shorter ones.
Okay guys, we're back, and oh my gosh, I was like a kid in the candy store when I was at the garden center. They got beautiful hellebores in, and I could not stop myself. Now, I'm not going to plan them out yet because, like I mentioned, we have nights like in the 22s this almost most of the week. But I was going to go ahead and get them, and I'll leave them here in the garden house, make sure they're watered, and they should be fine. And then hopefully by maybe the following week, I'll be able to plant these out in the ground. Now, these are perennials, and this one is both of them are Frost Kiss, and this is called Dorothy's Dawn. And look at that beautiful pink, and it's got all kinds of buds on it. And this, I have it sitting down inside. It's a pretty large pot. This was at my local Lowe's for $27.98. And it has buds all over it. Now this is a smaller pot, and this is also a Frost Kissed. And look at the beautiful color on that. That's called Moon Dance, and that is just gorgeous. And it is $14.98 for the smaller version. So I think both of those will be beautiful out in the garden. Now, I have never tried hellebores out in the garden, so I am excited to get these out and see how they do year after year on coming back. So that was the first purchase. Then I got this beautiful pink and white columbine. Isn't that pretty? So now this is a spring perennial that'll come back early in the spring, and it will, a lot of times columbine will naturalize. So that means you plant one plant and then next year you'll get more that maybe will pop up in a different area. And so I just thought that that was gorgeous. I love those bubblegum pink flowers with the white centers. So I thought that was really pretty. And then proven winners, we've got, oh, I didn't tell you how much. Let me tell you how much. And this was also at Lowe's. I purchased most of these at Lowe's. This was $11.98, and it's a Monrovia. Now this was proven winners at Lowe's, and it was also $11.98, and it's a perennial, And this is Chablis Pink Dead Nettle. And I thought this was really pretty. I do not have one of these in the garden, but I like these little lavender pink flowers all over it. And then the variegated leaves. I thought that was really pretty and would look nice in the garden. I also thought I could use this like in an arrangement and then take it out and plant it in the garden after I use it in like maybe a planter. So, because it should come back then next year also. So I picked up those. So I also stopped at my local Walmart and look what they have in. I got just a mix of spring bulbs. Now what I like to do with these, I like to buy them in these little tiny pots, and this year they're $1.48, and I got crocuses and irises. Let me show you. They had little irises I thought were really pretty. And then I've got, of course, daffodils. And then I picked up some hyacinths too. And what I like to do is put these in planters and use them because they are so short-lived here in Zone 5 when you put them in planters. And then, you know, by probably the end of April, I'll be already putting out the summer planters. So I don't have very long to have these out, but what I do is I put them in planters, then after they're done, I'll move them out into the garden, and then next year they'll come up in the garden. And that's what I did with last year's, and I'm just starting to get blooms now of like the daffodils. I'm starting to see the hyacinths just starting to kind of look more like this, where they're just coming up, the tips are just coming up out in the garden. So this is going to be project plants. So now let's talk. That's all I got at the garden center for the first time. There'll be many, many more trips that you're going to want to go with me on to go shopping at the garden center. But let's talk about what I found thrifting today. Okay, if you watched my video in the last week or so, you had seen that I had showed you wicker baskets in some of the inspiration photos in the videos of what you could do with different spring flowers, summer flowers with wicker baskets. Now, every year I like to go shopping for a new wicker basket because with having them outside, they don't, you know, after usually one season between the water and the sun, they don't hold up very well. So I also do not want to spend a lot of money for a wicker basket because I know it's not going to be something that's going to last and I change it out. So I like to thrift for wicker baskets. So I have been on the lookout for a new wicker basket. And then after posting that video, I'm like, you know, I need to be thrifting for a basket. And I found the perfect basket, I think. This is different than what I normally do. Normally I get more of a round one that I can take think of a hanging basket pot, and that's already, you can fill it out or you can buy it pre-made and then take the hangers off and then just drop it down into your wicker basket and keep it as a pot inside of there. So it's already got all that soil and nice in there. And you're using your wicker basket more as just for the decor portion of it. Well, this year I found this thrifting, and it has little dividers in it like you would do for napkins and your silverware and stuff that you would use at a picnic. I thought this would look really cute decorated up with some spring flowers like the ones I just showed you. So that is going to be a future project that we're going to be working on. I'm going to see how that works out. I'll take you along for that. And then after the spring flowers, I thought it would be really pretty with some summer annuals in it. And so we'll try that too. So more to come on that. So that was one purchase, and this was $6. So good deal, thrifting. I'm guessing maybe was like a fruit bowl, like you would put fruit in the 2 layers. It was in the kitchen area, in the kitchen section. And as you can see, it's pretty heavy, it's metal. Now, I'm thinking that this would be a pretty planter for outside. So we are going to do a DIY on this in coming up, and we'll see how this turns out. I'm thinking I may even change the color on it because it is metal. Keep in mind, anytime you buy something like this, you could spray paint it. The same with the wicker basket. If I wanted to, I could spray paint that wicker basket a different color to give it a totally different look. So stay tuned. We're gonna see how this turns out. I think it'll turn out really cool and as a planter. Okay, some other garden decor that when I was out that I spotted, and one of the things, like I mentioned before, is I look for things that maybe wouldn't normally be garden decor that I'll repurpose into garden decor. So one of them is always beautiful platters. Now this is actual china, and I thought that pattern on it was really pretty with those white daisies to put plants on, specifically in the house. So a lot of my house plants, you know, they don't have a saucer with them. They're in a pretty pot. They may be oversized. I may have them on an end table. I may have them setting on the wood floor, and I sure wouldn't want them to either leak on an end table or furniture or the floor. So I will get a pretty either glass or a platter like this and pick it up thrifting and use that as my saucer to put my planter on. And they seem to work really well. And also I don't have much invested. So be on the lookout for oversized platters that you can repurpose. Now a couple other things that I found. I had been wanting to get on for the little bistro table, the little white bistro table, I had wanted a tablecloth to put on it for when I style it up. Probably not all the time, but just occasionally. And because bistro tables are so small, about this big around, finding a tablecloth that small, I knew I wasn't going to be able to find an actual tablecloth that small. And then I thought about placemats, but I'm like, a placemat's not big enough. So when I was thrifting, I came across a beautiful lady scarf for a couple bucks. So it's oversized and it will make a beautiful tablecloth for the bistro table, I thought. So there's something we're repurposing for a couple dollars. And then I found this cute garden box, and it's just a cardboard box, but it is cute. And I thought I could either put my seeds in this box, or I like to keep my plant tags so I can reference my plant tags back to see like any requirements they need, or if I have any questions on their height or their growth or anything like that. And right now I have them in an oversized shoebox, and that works, but I thought this would be pretty and I could leave it out here in the garden house and have all my plant tags or my flower seeds in it. Well, I hope you had fun with me today when we went thrifting into the garden centers. It's always a great time to get out and see all the different things and the possibilities of creating beautiful things for our home and gardens. Well, have a great day, and if you need more inspiration, check out these videos next.